This video is going to cover hydrogen fuel cell production. So, hydrogen fuel cells is where you take hydrogen gas, which doesn't occur naturally as a gas, so it's a difficult process, and you split it into its protons and its electrons. The electrons are diverted around a membrane where they generate electricity. The protons just pass through. When they get to the other side, the hydrogen, and you pump in some oxygen gas to have them split apart, and then together they make water as an emission, and that's the only emission that is created from a hydrogen fuel cell. The idea of hydrogen fuel cells is to be used for transportation. It's experimental in many countries, but it's not yet at a point where it's becoming widespread. Some places are studying algae to make hydrogen gas. Algae they also are considering for a biofuel. But the issue here is that you have to use the fossil fuels to split the water to get the hydrogen gas. So think of, you have to use H2O to split it to get the H2, and then you add O2 back in, which gets split into two different oxygen, which adds back to the H2 you just used to go back to H2O. Big process, but there's no human health effects. Things we love about hydrogen fuel cells: there's no emissions. It can be stored for use later as a liquid or gas, and it's 80% efficient. Check, check, check. However, methane gas is used to split the water. That is a greenhouse gas. That makes us sad. We have a network currently to move gas around to people, for people to access it. So we need the same infrastructure to distribute hydrogen fuel cell, the hydrogen to fuel your cars. And it would require the fuel tanks on our cars to be larger. So that's going to require an entire industry change, which is why we haven't quite got on with this process yet.